Hi, I'm Joseph Tapper, the president and CEO of the Tapper Group Incorporated. We are a human development company specializing in the use of the mind. We take mundane all the way to spectacular through the use of the mind. Our promise to you is, if you only get 1% benefit from our videos, that 1% growth in the use of your mind will far exceed your expectations. Apply what you learn and you will easily hit your financial, business, and personal targets. But you must follow us so as to not miss one video which could hold the key to your success. So please subscribe, click that button provided. Here's an example to drive that point home. Let's say there's a little third grade kid. He's kind of chubby, but he's not fat. But you know how cruel kids can be. They call him Fatso, fat boy. They give him the nickname Fatso. And sometimes when they're angry, they say, Fatso. Or when they're just playing, hey, Fatso, come on over here. Even his mother, when he gets home from school, she lovingly says, there's my little Fatso. It doesn't matter to the subconscious mind whether it's with love or hate, playfully or seriously, it just receives images. Words that project images will project an image on the screen of the subconscious mind. So he continues to hear that over a period of 30 to 45 days. I say it takes about that long to create a habit. An image is created on the subconscious mind. The director, the movie director, looks at that screen and sees the script that is written. There's a picture of a fat boy. Now the director will look at created reality and compare it with the script. They've got to equal. Created reality has to be an accurate representation of the script. So the director looks at created reality through our five senses. The boy gets on the scale, he looks in the mirror, he can feel himself, he can jump, these different things, and it sees that boy's not fat. He might be skinny, but he's not fat. But the script says he's fat. So what does the director do? Cut. Changes have to be made so that the created reality accurately reflects the script. Remember, I said the subconscious mind, the creative subconscious mind speaks to us through desires. What happens? All of a sudden, the little boy gets desires for these ho-hos. His mom brought one home one day, and he fell in love with it. He said, Mom, can you bring me home one of those ho-hos or Twinkies, whatever they got, cupcakes? And every day she brings one home for him. Also, he falls in love with a television show that he saw one day. Now, every day after school, he plops down on the sofa and watches that television show. His mom fusses at him to get his homework done, so he hurries and does his homework, gets on the sofa, and watches that show eating cupcakes or pastries. After a period of time, he becomes fat. Now, the creative subconscious, the director of this movie, looks at created reality, the scale, the mirror, and sees a fat boy. Looks at the script and sees a fat boy. Now they're equal. The creative subconscious is at peace. When they equal each other, the creative subconscious is at peace. When they don't equal each other, sometimes there's a feeling of anxiety. Have you ever been presented with a transaction and you said, something doesn't feel right about that? That's because there was a conflict there with the script and the created reality, and there was a conflict. So I don't feel good about that. When you feel good about something is when they're equal. The creative subconscious can relax when the movie is an accurate representation of the script. Incidentally, that's why diets many times don't work. People will go on a diet, they'll lose weight, but the image, the script stays the same. So the created subconscious, creative subconscious will look at created reality and all of a sudden there's a skinny person. Looks at the script, there's a fat person. And what'll happen? Our desires will change. We'll lose our desire for salads, get tired of going to the gym. Our desires change until created reality equals the script, the image on our subconscious mind. They fall off the wagon, gain that weight back, oftentimes more weight. The secret is change that script. Change your self-image, you'll change your life. That's what we're going to talk about. Let me tell you my story. I play the saxophone, and for the most part of my life, I was mediocre at best. I never considered myself to be any good. I played in church, and I figured it was good enough for church. That was it. Didn't practice. But one day, I was in the church choir, and we had a meeting on Saturday. The church choir used to travel wherever our pastor went, the choir would go with him, and we traveled all over Virginia. In that church meeting, the choir meeting that day, the drummer asked the question. He said, "Why is it we'll take these trips and I don't find out we're taking the trip until the day before the trip? And I'm the drummer." I spoke up and I said, "Hey, don't feel bad. I find out the day before also, and I'm the baddest saxophonist in Virginia." Everybody laughed. But what happened? Ever since that day, Sunday, I was at church, the choir members, when they greeted me, they said, "Hey, there's the baddest saxophonist in Virginia." We laughed. Again, Bible study night. How's the baddest saxophonist in Virginia doing? Remember, the subconscious mind, the mind does not differentiate between truth or lie. It doesn't care. It just receives images projected onto it. So now there's an image projected onto it as the best saxophonist in Virginia. So after a month or so, a new image was published on the screen of my subconscious mind. It replaced the image of mediocre. Now all of a sudden there's an image of the baddest saxophonist in Virginia. But when the creative subconscious, the director, looked at created reality, it saw mediocre because my playing hadn't changed. I still played mediocre, but now the script changed and the baddest saxophonist in Virginia was on the screen of the subconscious mind. So what did the director do? Cut! Changes have to be made because created reality has to be an accurate representation of that script. That movie has got to be a representation of that script. Desire. All of a sudden, I started getting the desire to practice. I didn't practice. I started getting the desire to practice 30 minutes before I went to work. I would practice, get up early and practice for 30 minutes. The desire got stronger. I would practice 30 minutes when I got off work. Now I'm practicing an hour a day. I worked for IBM at the time and we had an hour lunch and I would go to the park and have lunch. It would take me 5-10 minutes to eat my sandwich and I had the rest of the time to kill. So I got the idea, the desire to practice during my lunch. I said, I've got a whole hour, 45 minutes, so I can practice. That'll be great. I started taking my horn to work with me and practicing during my lunch break. It kept increasing until I'm practicing 3 hours a day. Well, what's going to happen when you practice anything for 3 hours a day? You're going to get better. So you see, it's not magic, but the mind will create the script projected onto the screen of the subconscious mind. If you want to create a different reality, you have to change the script. After a while, I got to be pretty good. And my wife was my biggest fan. And she used to tell me how good I was before. And I would, I'm okay. After a while, she would tell me how good I was. And I remember one day I stopped and I said, I am pretty good, aren't I? I started thinking of myself as being pretty good because the script had changed. So we have to learn how to change the script, make a powerful script that the creative subconscious can act upon and change your life. That's all the time we have for today. Please subscribe and you'll be notified when the next video is released. Thank you for your time.